Hi everybody, I'm Tim Niddle with Distilled Living out in the Bluegrass region down in central Kentucky, and this is my Four Roses Rose Julep. So obviously the classic mint julep is going to be built on mint. I'm going to expand on that and give it a little bit more character by building in some additional ingredients. Now what's funny to me about this is julep literally comes from a Middle Eastern word called, which was gulab, which was rose essence. So this is a rose, julep kind of thing. So we got 2 roses in the name, we got 4 roses here, we got 6 roses. We're getting a long way towards winning the Kentucky Derby with this. So here's what I'm going to do. You probably don't have a cocktail shaker at home, so I'm using a mason jar, which most people have. If you don't have one of these, clean a pickle jar really well. You can make that work. And find some fresh mint. Mint needs to be respected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the lower leaves off and drop them down in here, and I'm not going to wind up muddling this, because muddling mint, if you're not trained in the technique, is really going to do some damage to it and bring out a lot of flavors, bitter flavors that you don't want to have. Now I'm going to top this with some hard ice that I just got out of the freezer. That'll do for the moment. And I'm going to give this an interesting kind of spring flavor with some blackberry preserves. Now normally in a mint julep you use about 1 ounce of simple syrup because it is a very sweet drink. I'm going to use 1 ounce close to that of blackberry preserves. That's going to bring all of my sweetness in this cocktail. And that's going to be pretty sweet, so we're going to give it a 1/2 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice that I have already prepared. It's going to go right in there. And 2 ounces of my Four Roses small batch. And then, because I am using a mason jar as my shaker, I don't have to worry about it spilling anywhere. But it's going to take some effort to get all this broken up and to get all the flavors together. Alright, now, it's looking pretty good, but I got some particulate in there, so I'm going to want to make sure that I don't have that in my final drink. I've got my glass here, crushed ice, which is the traditional for a julep, and I'm going to use my mason jar lid just to control the volume coming out. I'm going to use a fine mesh strainer, or whatever strainer you have at home, even a coffee filter if you need it, that'll work. And so you see how much liquid is holding back, because I'm going to help it out a little bit here, because I did have so much solids and some ice and various things that are holding that back a little bit. I'm filling up my fine mesh strainer. So it takes a little extra effort. It is totally worth it to get the right texture on this cocktail. A little bit more. Alright. We'll just press that through slightly. Look at that beautiful color. And I've got all the aroma of the mint, the blackberry, and the lemon. Now, this is not complete without a little extra mint, so that stem that I reserved, I'm going to give it a slap. It's going to break the aromatics, or break the cells and release the aromatics. I'm going to drop that right down in there. There we go, let that work. And a julep gets a straw. That is the correct way to drink a mint julep, because it gives you all of that aromatic from the mint, which is going to enhance the final flavors there. So that is Tim's Four Roses Rose Julep. Cheers.